Really think about it. Most of you guys can't stay faithful. Most of you don't possess emotional intelligence, so women are left doing the emotional labor in the relationship. Y'all don't carry your weight when it comes to the housework or the children. Most of you guys can't satisfy women sexually, which means the bulk of your value stems from how much money you make. The same way women will enter relationships with men solely for money is the same way in which men enter relationships with women for consistent sex. Women don't seek out men with money because we're just manipulative users by nature. It's because we see through men, and we know that if we attach ourselves to someone who barely sees us as a person, we may as well be getting something out of it. We attach ourselves to someone who barely sees us as a person, we may as well be getting something out of it. We attach ourselves to someone who barely sees us as a person, we may as well be getting something out of it.
All right, what's up, y'all? This is Aaron Mallory, aka MrLetGo, and I felt the need to do a part 2 to the video that I just did. It's probably next to this one or whatever. And if you didn't see that one, I'll put it up here somewhere at some point in the video. The first thing I said to myself was, why is this woman so angry, right? Or so bitter? Well, it's simply because of this. She's not getting picked. And since she's not getting picked, some people look to like get mad or attack the person that isn't picking them, right? So she said it herself that why not get with somebody, this was what she said, and use them for whatever she can use them for if the man is using her for, you know, sex, right? And I think that's really sad. But there is a huge demographic of women out here who do think that men are using them for sex. And I understand that because it does happen. But, and this is for you women, just understand that we want wives, we want kids, we want to settle down just like you do. Sometimes it's just not with you. And it's sad when we as men get demonized for not picking you. In other words, we get demonized for actually having standards and requirements. Like I said in the last video, a lot of you, y'all don't have no standards. Y'all are with whoever that walks up to you and tries to holler at you. If he's cute enough, tall enough, or whatever, and you give him your phone number, and if he keeps going down a rabbit hole of being with you, you'll marry him and everything. Like, and that's the truth. The only time a lot of you have standards is when you first meet a man. Like I said, if he's tall enough, nice looking enough, he ain't got to have no job, it's whatever. Or as long as he has a job, is whatever, right? You'll have babies with him, everything. And that's sad. So when you see us as men, people who actually have standards and requirements, because the truth is the actual prize isn't, you know, what you got between your legs, it's our last name. You know, and I'm not saying men are the prize, but I'm just saying, because we look at a woman that we actually want to marry as the prize. We're like, yo, she's the best thing that ever happened to me. So I'm not saying men are the prize, but at the end of the day, please don't run around spewing out anger because a man has not picked you, and a man just keeps having sex, or men as a whole who you meet keep having sex with you and discarding you, because that's a you thing, not a us thing. We have standards. No matter how much y'all look at us, some of us men are smashed virtually anything walking, or if you cute, you can get it. But it takes a whole lot more for that cute woman to get our last name. See, that is when the standards thing changes. We'll have sex. You're not going to get me. So regardless of what we do with our whatever, it doesn't mean we don't have standards, because it's not what we do with that. It's what we do with our last name, and how often or ever do we give our last name away, and we don't. And a lot of you ladies, you have given every single part of you away multiple times. So I want you to think about that. You've given every single part of you away to multiple people. And you're mad at us for not giving our most prized possession out to nobody. Because that's what the actual problem is. Imagine me going to a basketball court, right? And say my basketball skills aren't really up to par, right? And they know it because they've seen me play basketball. So I'm at the basketball court and I'm like, yo, I got next, right? And every time the basketball game is over, a couple other dudes walk up and they're like, yo, we want him and him instead, right? And say I'm still standing there looking crazy. And I don't get picked throughout like 3 hours of standing out there. And 5 dudes came up and got picked and they playing basketball, right? Do I go on the internet and start saying, you know what? The truth is, these dudes on this basketball court are trash. They can't dribble worth of nothing. They don't pass the ball. They can't shoot. These basketball players are trash. You know how dumb I would actually look if they seen or followed me and be like, yo, did this dude just diss us because we didn't pick his sorry ass? Wouldn't that be dumb to do? So what would a solution be, y'all? I want you to think about this. If a dude who wasn't good at playing basketball isn't getting picked and he keeps standing on the sideline and he's upset because he's not getting picked, would he go online talking about how terrible the basketball players that he wanted to be picked from are? No. But what would the answer be? Go to the basketball court when ain't nobody out there and work on my game. Work on my jump shot. Work on my dribbling. Work on my skills. Look at a couple more basketball games so I can learn different moves. Go to YouTube, learn how to do this and do that. So the next time I come out there and I get an opportunity to prove myself, I'm better at basketball this time. So why am I bringing this up? Because, ladies, if you aren't being picked by men, it's a you thing and not a them thing. And sitting on social media sound like a dummy talking about how men are this and men are that is not the answer. You are the answer. Go up your game. Get around men instead of having sex with them. Learn from them. Go talk to your exes and say, yo, can you explain to me why you didn't marry me or why you didn't pick me? They'll tell you. Straight up, they'll tell you. But you don't really want to know. Because deep inside, you know the answer. You're not cooperative, possibly. You get angry at dumb shit, possibly. You're annoying as hell, possibly. A lot of you are hella annoying. Go ask your family members. Ask your aunt, your cousins, your sister, your mom. Ask them like, yo, if I was annoying, what would the annoyance be? I promise you, all of them be like, oh, girl, you can't stop talking. Or when you talk, you just go all around the world and you never get to the point. Or you're argumentative. You always want to argue with somebody. You know what I'm saying? I believe in solutions. And this is why I'm doing part 2, because I did not give a solution. And I'm like, yo, I didn't give a solution. Last time I laughed at the woman because it was sad. But at the end of the day, I'm like, you know what? It's my responsibility as a leader to offer solutions. My solution is sit down or call up your exes and ask them a real question on why they didn't pick you to marry. Now, it can go 2 ways. They may tell you, that you're annoying, that you're this, you're that, or whatever, or that you weren't ready for marriage or something. Or they may actually tell you that they weren't ready for marriage. Now, if they tell you that they weren't ready for marriage, that's still a you thing. Why the hell did you give your all? Y'all love giving y'all all to every damn body. Ain't that kind of sad? You give your all to everybody? It's kind of nasty. But You're giving your all to men that aren't even in a mindset or prepared mentally or emotionally to get married. I want you to think about that. Why are you giving your all to men that don't want to marry nobody? You see how this is still a you thing? Because, like I said at first, we have standards, we have requirements. And for you to get my last name, there's a lot of things that you be capable of and endure. Endure, I don't mean a whole bunch of crazy stuff, but I'm just saying. You're going to have to go through a lot in order to get my last name, is all I'm saying. So we men don't give our all to y'all, and y'all are mad because y'all give your all to us. That's the actual problem. But the biggest problem, like I said, is you give your all to men that don't even want you, and you don't even see it. Another solution is, as you're dating somebody, check in with them. Hey, we good? I just want to check, you know what I'm saying? Is it something that I'm doing crazy or that you don't like? And let's talk about what we don't like and what we like. And do we both still see ourselves marrying another person? Because the guy might be like, yeah, I ain't really see this coming. I ain't trying to get married to nobody. Now you're like, oh, damn, I'm barking up the wrong tree. Let me get out of here. Because that's another thing. There's no let me get out of here from you. You stay. You stay in the stupidest relationships. You stay around men who don't want you. You don't leave. So that's another thing with us. This woman was so upset with us because we get what we want and we discard her. Get what you want and discard the man. And I'm not saying just have sex with him, leave him alone. But once you realize that he's not into you, or once you realize that he isn't the one for you, or he doesn't want to get married to anybody, discard him and move on. But if you don't have standards, if you don't have requirements, if you don't have these conversations with your exes and your family members and take assessments as you're dating somebody to make sure y'all are on the same page, that's a you thing. Stop getting mad at us for not picking you. Instead, ask us why we're not picking you. Then you'll be able to get somewhere. Because just like I said, not getting picked on a basketball court is a direct correlation to the fact that the person on the sidelines isn't good or as good as the basketball players that are playing. You may not be as good as the woman that he views as his future wife. So do something about that. Get therapy, get coaching. I have a coaching group. Do a one-on-one with me. Because if you follow me or if you know my content, you know I keep it real. I don't hold no punches. But if you want a real understanding of why the men you're dating aren't wanting you or aren't picking you, I'll tell you. Send me a DM on IM_MrLetGo, or you can go under this video and click the link to book a session with me, and we can do it that way. Or there's a link under this video to join my coaching group, women only. So I just wanted to offer solutions and offer ways for you to change your narrative, because this woman is embarrassing to all of y'all, not to us, because we got standards, we don't care. And the last thing I want is for you to be like her, because this woman is sad, really sad, really, really sad. So I hope this helps. But like I said, if you want to change your narrative, go under this video and click a link to either do a one-on-one with me, join my coaching group, or buy my course. I got solutions, but you have to want the solutions. And if you don't want the solutions, don't get mad at a man that you're dating when he doesn't want you, because you had the opportunity to seek out ways to better yourself and you didn't pick those ways. And he ain't gonna pick you because you didn't pick yourself. And picking yourself is improving yourself. Spend some time on yourself instead of giving your all to men that don't want you. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Let's talk about this.